Hey guys, welcome back to another Skywars video. So probably the biggest thing that I want to talk about, and the thing that people struggle with the most, is a lot of people, they obsess over their ratios. Like, they think way too much about it. Like, I've been in the community for quite some time now, and a lot of high stars, they will not stop talking about that. Like, oh, I have to keep this win-loss, or I have to keep this KD. Like, I understand, yeah, you want to have good stats, because you want to be, like, you know, I understand the mentality, but it really, it's pretty mentally draining. And you know, if you're only looking at that, like, you're gonna hate the game. You really are. It's not gonna be interesting, and every time you lose or don't get what you want to get, it's just gonna make you extremely pissed off. And yeah, so I suggest just stop. Like, obviously having good ratios is fine, but like checking your like ratios like every other game or something, because some people do that. You probably should calm down on that a little bit. Take a chill pill and just relax, man. I know losing sucks, but it's a part of the game, and you just gotta accept that. So yeah, don't stop obsessing over your ratios. That's the main point I want to make here. Another big thing that you can do, if you have like a second monitor or something, honestly, just pull up some like YouTube, or I don't know, watch your favorite streamer and just watch that while you're playing. It really makes it a lot easier to play. I mean, unless it's actually such a distraction for you, because I mean, there are some people that do think that way. But at least personally for me, like, I don't know, I just binge watch YouTube videos and certain channels, and it makes the game much easier and much more mentally bearable. Because like, even for me, like, I know I'm a kind of a high star, but even playing like 2 hours at a time, it's not easy for me. Before it was for some reason, but now it's just like impossible. But yeah, so put something on, like some music if you don't have a second monitor, or I don't know, some YouTube video or some streamer, and it'll definitely make your grinding experience and playing experience much easier. And also, this applies to literally like any Hypixel game that has a lot of grinding in it, like Skyblock as well. I did this a lot for Skyblock. But yeah, just have something to not keep your mind fully focused on Skywars the whole entire time. This kind of ties into my first point I made about obsessing over ratios, but I think people really gotta stop taking their games like so seriously. And I mean, this like ties into people mining all game and just like, you know, playing extremely sweaty. And by this I mean, like, yeah, you can mine sometimes or do some scummy strats sometimes, but if you're just doing the same shit over and over and over again and making these long ass games that just, you know, it's just miserable for both you, even though if you win, for both you and the other players in your game. So I think you gotta just relax on that. That's basically my main point. And my last big tip for you, if you do want to have some enjoyment in Skywars, is try out some random strategies. Like, you know, I make a bunch of videos on random strategies I come up with, like that marksman video, and just really dumb mining strategies and whatever. But you know, try them out sometimes. You know, you could get a little bit creative, get a little bit quirky with your playstyle, if you want to spice things up, you know. So I don't know, go random kit, or just do some really dumb stuff with your friends in teams, or just anything really. You know, you gotta make the game at least a bit more interesting for yourself, even if that does mean taking a few L's. But honestly, like, in the end, if you're having fun, it's alright. It's honestly alright. You know, I wouldn't have said this like last summer, or sorry, 2 summers ago, because I was grinding my ass off, but I wouldn't have said I necessarily enjoyed it back then. I definitely enjoy it more now when I'm not like playing 24/7 and taking my game super seriously. Some games I do, but in general it's not as intense for me, and that makes me enjoy the game a little bit better. Lastly, probably the biggest point that I want to make is you got to learn how to dodge. Now, dodging is a skill that you probably won't just randomly get, and I know I say skill, it's not really a skill, but not a normal player that's playing Skywars is not going to know how to dodge and who to dodge, right? Obviously there are mods. Like, I used to use a mod called Skywars Stats that showed all the ratios of players in my game, but there was a lot of controversy about the mod, so I just stopped using it. There are mods like Lilith and stuff, but those are sketch as fuck, and I would never use them. They do work, but in general, how I learned to dodge is I just played for a while. I know it's really cliche, but you just gotta play and learn who are the players to dodge. But in general, if you want to know who to dodge, you can use some mod like Levelhead. Yeah, you could use something like Levelhead to get a general idea of how good the players around you are, so you could tell who to dodge. I would just suggest dodging all nicks honestly, it's just better off dodging every single one of them, because I swear to God, every time I don't dodge a nick, it's some Masters 100 star that just absolutely shits on me. Obviously, not every nick is going to be really good, but in general, if you just avoid all of them, it's probably just a better idea. But yeah, I mean, if you play longer and you play more, you'll just know who to dodge and, you know, which high stars to dodge, which annoying players to dodge. It's more of a matter of experience to know the players. But yeah, overall, just dodge the players that I mentioned and just make general assumptions of how good people are. So yeah, those are my main tips and suggestions on how to make the game more enjoyable and more interesting for you. You don't have to follow anything I said if you don't want to, if you think something else makes it more enjoyable for you, but this is what mainly helped me, and I think helps a lot of other people as well. So do whatever you want. But yeah, I mean, if you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you very, very much. And if you could subscribe to my channel, I'd really appreciate that. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, I mean, I don't really got much else to say, so I'll see you later and have a good one.